The latest numbers from the state are showing that post-vaccination cases have made up 37% of our state's positive COVID cases.
9 on your sides. Claire Millay spoke to doctors and health officials in the area, and they say these numbers aren't necessarily what they appear. Claire, what do they mean by that, and why can these statistics be deceiving?
Yeah, Angie, Ken, doctors are telling me that these numbers are a reflection of their expectations, and it shows the vaccine is continuing to serve its main purpose, preventing serious illness from COVID-19. But that confusion over what fully vaccinated really means, as well as why some of these people are actually hospitalized, can increase vaccine reluctance.
They say these numbers don't reflect individuals who have been boosted, who are showing much lower hospitalization rates than those who have not been boosted. Vice President of Affairs at Carolina East, Dr. Ronald May, says there is a lot of misunderstanding on what is considered fully vaccinated and what is not. He says by definition, the state and federal government consider you fully vaccinated if you have had 2 doses of either Pfizer or Moderna or 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson. He explains a large portion of people testing positive for COVID in the hospital are there for different reasons, but received a positive result after being routinely tested for COVID upon admission.
Part of what's been difficult is the way these numbers have been twisted and turned, misunderstood, and it's confusing. I mean, it's very confusing.
Dr. Paul Cook is the division chief of infectious disease at the Brody School of Medicine. He explains that most of the patients he's seen in the hospital with COVID are there for other reasons. And as far as those that are in the hospital severely ill with COVID,
most of those are either unvaccinated, not completely vaccinated, or they have some underlying medical condition that means that they didn't get a good response to the vaccines.
In a statement, Vidant Health said that 78% of their inpatients with COVID are not fully vaccinated, stating these numbers continue to reflect the vaccine is highly effective at preventing severe illness.
Dr. May adds that none of the patients at Carolina East ICU over the past several weeks had a booster shot, and only 1 patient in the ICU who was fully vaccinated tested positive, but was admitted for reasons other than COVID. Live in studio, Claire Millay, 9 on your side.
Claire, thank you.